Hi, big guy. Hello, big girl. No, I don't have anything in my hand. Hi, welcome to Planet Mojo. First, I'm going to get these horses some grain. Then, I got to take a walk around the loop here and see what kind of damage we have from the wind and ice storm. I know there's a tree down right behind the house. I'm going to go check that out. But then I'm going to see if anything is down in the pasture or over here as well. But first, I got to get these horses some grain. This is their nighttime hay, which they get in, I don't even know which one I did this. Oh, it is on. It's just dark in here. They get their hay ration in about 2 hours, but they get a scoop of grain before that. So usually the women do this, but they are visiting the family in the Milwaukee area, so it's up to me right now. This is some nice looking hay. We have some pretty good hay and some not so good hay in here. I don't know what's left down in the other hay mow, but we're running short of hay. We did not get enough to last the winter, so we got to go out and get some hay pretty soon. Okay, this is not going to be easy, so we may have some live action falling and rolling down the hill going on. So you want some of this? Is that what you're saying? This fence is live and it's hot right now, hot as hell, because it's only hooked up to this tiny little loop right here instead of this whole pasture. I think it's good for 10 miles of fence, and it's only doing this tiny little spot. So yeah, they're hungry. They're gonna get their regular food in a little bit, but for now, I'm going to get over there and take a look at that tree. It is 38 degrees and we have 14-mile-an-hour winds right now. We had 35-mile-an-hour winds the other day, and they were coming out of the east, which is that direction, which is the opposite of the normal direction. And it took we have a garbage can there, a lid right here, garbage can down there, there's a garbage can back there. Just a nasty few days. So you could see this is one of them trees that I girdled. I also girdled those 2 birches last year. If you go back to some of them old videos, you can see me girdling those. Actually, it was kind of like a jungle back in there. I got most of it cleared last year. But this storm may have taken a good amount of trees down, because the trees build up a resistance to the wind in one direction. They become kind of oval, and they have thicker rings on one side, so they kind of lean into the wind. You can see, like, this tree right here is leaning into the wind, but they are buttressed against the wind in one direction. I think you could see it on a few of these others too. So when they get a high wind coming out of the opposite direction, and this one included ice, so we had a real high wind, well, not real high, but in the 30s, possible 40s. A high wind with ice. So the ice was building up on the tree and the wind was pushing it from the opposite direction of its strength. So I'm surprised it didn't take those two down. I mean, they're girdled too. This one might have been girdled more, but these aspen or popple are just weak trees and they rot real quick. Mazie May. I guess she's probably going to come along. So I have to get to this pasture right through here, the north pasture, and see if there's any more trees. I just did the walk a few days ago and there was just them 2 trees, so it'll be interesting to see if there's more now. But I got to take my night walk anyway, so I'm going to take a loop around and I will check back in if I find anything. Otherwise, I will meet you back by the horses. Well, I just started the walk. The yard's right there. And got a lot of branches and stuff down right through here. And got a whole tree, a smaller tree, right there. That's been down. I don't think there's anything new in the pasture. That's the big deal right now. Because as soon as this ground firms up a little bit, I got to get in there and cut those trees out of there, get it stacked up or bring it up to burn so that the horses can get in there. That's their first pasture. Oh, there's a tree right there. Yeah, I had figured this storm would take a bunch. There's one right there too. I figured this would take a bunch of stuff down because we have so many dead trees in here. And with that wind coming from the opposite way. Okay, I'll report back to you when I get down there. Yeah, that's a good sized tree. That's an ash. The one next to it broke as well, up a bit higher. That one is going to break anytime now as well. And it has my nephew's tree stand in it, so he really needs to move that before it gets damaged. Now that we have the new land up that way, he should just move that onto a live tree. Mazie May. Mazie. Yeah, damn cat don't listen or shit. Okay, let's look down on the road down there. So far nothing new down here on the road, but I could see several fresh breaks where stuff is broken off and laying right next to its stump. There's just so much in there, it's hard to tell anymore. One of these days I'll take a walk straight up through this stuff. Anywhere you go right in here, it's just dead trees everywhere. This was a whole lot of ash in here, and then a lot of aspen and a lot of popple. So them 3 combined, all of them died. What's left is almost all maple. Most of this area is just going to be cleared out and replanted as oak savanna. Right up in there, that's going to be planted with prairie grasses as forage for the horses, but this will be part of the oak savanna restoration going through here. Alright, I'm surprised she came with me. She doesn't like wet paws, and she doesn't like the snow all that much. Well, she's pretty damn tough. She goes out below 0, but like humans, once you have a taste of warm weather, when I open the door and it's cold and windy, she just says, screw that. I'll go sleep until tomorrow when it's nicer. Okay, cat, let's go. Come on, kitty. Mazie, come on. Yeah, just branches down everywhere. It's going to take a while to pick this up. Usually I toss these aside as I'm walking. I try to take 3 walks a day. It's a 1-mile walk around this loop, around through the west pasture, and then up the road up that way and then back. And this time of year there's no shortage of stuff that's fallen on the roads. Me and the cat are coming up around the bend here, about to cross over into the west pasture, but I noticed this big aspen down here. That's in the area that I'm clearing. I was doing all that hacking and squirting in there last year. But while I was looking up that way, you probably can't see it, but there's a mass of gooseberries all through here, which is what it was like up in there too. Lots of gooseberries around here, but they all have buds on them. So it's really greening up, even though it is cold as hell out here right now. Well, it's not that bad. It's in the upper 30s. What is it, 38, something like that. But there's 14-mile-an-hour winds, so once I get up by the road up there, it's going to get real cold. You ready to do this, kitty? Well, lead the way. Go ahead, hunt. Okay, I'm over here in the west pasture. I thought I lost her, but she caught up with me. And cats are pretty stealthy. Got the top of a tree right here. I would rather not a lot of this stuff fall, but I guess it's all gonna fall at some point. But that one broke, the top of that one broke, that one right there broke. Hi, cat. You're running out of places to get on. Come here, kitty. Right here. Mazie. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell what's all new there, but it looks like we might have another new one over the fence there. And I got a cat on my shoulder. Hi, cat. Okay, let's take a further look. Come on, big cat. It's all snow from here on in. Yeah, there's tops of trees everywhere, branches and full tops, full trees. That's full. Ooh, kind of slippery in here. That's a full tree. Bunch of tops. That's all from these aspen. I girdled these. You can see the girdle on it. I girdled these 2 years ago when we first got this land that spring. This is the third spring with this pasture, or it used to be a woods. I went through and I girdled all of the aspen that spring, and I got rid of all the gooseberry. Yeah, I know, cat. Nobody asked you to come along. This is all on you, kitty. Yeah, I think that one was here. Yeah, it's fence goes above it. Lots and lots of branches. So it looks like we're gonna, oh, and another tree right there. Another one snapped off. Smaller one. So I have to get in here, and the ones like that have to be taken out right away. That one and that one. Because they're a impale hazard for the horses if they fall on them. It's not real likely, but it can happen. Ah, what a mess. But somebody else is going to have to help with this stuff. There's just way too much. This all has to be stacked up and burned. And I'm going to be making a building there this summer, among other things, so not a lot of time for it. Yeah, what a mess. Okay, I'll go see if there's anything up that way, and then I'm going to head down that road up there. I'll probably lose the cat up here. She doesn't like going down, well, she does like going down the road, but not in snow. Yeah, it's like I took a walk today. The shelter came open. I don't know how long it's been open. I haven't walked in a couple days while it's been so nasty. A couple more tops down here. I think the cat's gonna leave me now. She'll probably go hunt in the shelter when I go over there. I close that up. It looks like we lost another end panel. The zipper's gone, and this is pretty ripped up. Damn it, I think we have a spare, but it's kind of making me rethink having a Shelter Logic wood shop. I mean, do I want to work all winter with this wind, with all this noise of this, the plastic rattling around like this? And then having the ends tear open and flap like this. I think I need to come up with a new plan for my wood shop. Originally it was going to be, well, let me get out of here. Originally it was going to be a shipping container, and maybe I'll just go back to that. I'll have to see if how my saw will fit into the picture, and I mean, it'd be really tight, but it'd be so much cheaper than pouring concrete and putting a shelter on it. Well, maybe we can pour the concrete and put a couple containers on it. It would cost the same amount, and then I could move the containers when I need to. I mean, I looked yesterday, and I thought what we were looking at was like 4,000, maybe 5,000, but everything I looked at was like 6,000 for the shelter, and I really don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, time to rethink. But anyways, I have about an hour until these guys get their last hay for the night. It's going to be getting dark at the time, so I'll show you. If you haven't seen the pig latching drum lid, I got to get out here and empty this. This has got some garbage hay in the bottom that they won't eat, and there's a hole in it. So we got to put a new net on here or fix that one. It's not super important, but that allows us to feed the horses from up here. which was a huge problem the winter before. We've had this for 2 years now. This is supposed to be built into the side of this container, and it will be at some point. That's why I'm learning to weld right now. We're going to weld some brackets on here, suspend something like this from the side of the container, and then have just a table right here that'll hold a bale, one that they're getting fed from that day, and then it'll just be like a hatch. Here, you slide the hatch open, push it out, it'll drop through. I don't know, it can be a barrel like that, or it could be like a culvert pipe, a chunk of culvert pipe, and then it'll drop into a bag, just like it does out there. But that way we can have a man door right here, and in the winter you can just come in here. Come on. Okay, come on, cat, down. Where was I? That way you can just come in here when it's super cold out. Just come in here, shut the door, and jump up on my shoulder again. Shut the door, turn the light on, and be relatively warm while you're feeding the horses. And all of this fencing stuff and tack, and there's chicken stuff in here. This will all get out of here. I'm going to guess it'll go in one of the containers that I use for a temporary wood shop. Come on, cat, don't knock stuff down. So, I have one more update. I'll be out here to feed the horses just before dark, and then I gotta close up the greenhouse, and then that's it. Then I work until midnight or 1 o'clock, possibly 2 in the morning on the day job, and then start over tomorrow. So I'll see you when I feed these horses. Okay, closing stuff up for the night. I got this all closed in. Since I raised the hood on this, I had to patch up some of this stuff. This kind of flops around in the wind, so the heater comes on when needed. I spritz the inside of this with some water to raise the humidity in there a little bit. Hoping to get these plants back into health after they got burned by that light. Some of them might not make it, but the next batch, which I'll be planting not too long from now, the warm season grasses, hopefully they'll do a lot better. Some of these are doing great, but some not so much. Got them covered up. It's going to be below freezing tonight, so all they have is the heating mat to keep them warm and this cover over the top. But they seem to do fine. Alright, now I gotta feed the horses some hay, and that'll be it for the outside stuff today. How you doing, big guy? Kinda hungry? Yeah, they ate everything all the way down to that crap stuff. Yeah, this definitely we have to take that bag off of there, dump all that garbage out of there. But they're hungry, so give them some of this good stuff. I'll see if I can do this with one hand. They're already eating. They're going right through that hole on the side and taking big mouthfuls. It's supposed to be a slow feeder, but not so much right now. This is relatively good hay. It's a little bit stemmy, But this is stuff we bought from a farmer right up the road, and we bought it, oh geez, just a couple weeks ago, I think, maybe 3 weeks. Oh look, I got a cat. She's been out. The last segment was probably an hour ago. I gotta make sure she comes in with me. I don't want her out tonight. And make sure this stuff is kind of fluffed up, otherwise I don't want it to stick in there. They got a fair amount in here. Watch out, cat. Okay. Awful. Now that will feed down into the bag over the night. And if it had a good bag, you can put a full day's worth of food in there. It'll fit a full bale all the way down to the bottom of the bag, and then it sits up inside of here as well. And then this unit up here keeps it from getting wet, so it's really a good way to feed them. I don't know how you would do it on flat ground if that's all you got, but we don't have much flat ground around here, so this is the best way for us to do it. So I have a cat on my shoulders, and I think I'm going to try to take her over to the house this way. Gotta shut off these damn lights. Horses don't like it with them on all night. Alright. Make sure I got spotlights there. We have spotlights inside the run-in as well, but I have to run the electrical line under the gravel here, and that's not going to get done this summer either, I don't think. It's possible, but we'll see with all the other stuff going on if I can get to it or not. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up. Me and the cat got to get into the house. If you like the videos, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon and give us a like and share the video, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Thanks for watching and have a great day.